This is a true story. It is about me. It is about how one small moment changed my life. I want to share it with you because maybe it can help you too. I always wanted to speak English. I had a dream. I wanted to watch movies without subtitles. I wanted to travel and talk to people from different countries. I wanted to feel confident when I spoke English, but for a long time I was stuck. I tried many things. I watched YouTube videos. I downloaded mobile apps. I read grammar books. Sometimes I studied for 3 hours. Then I did nothing for the next week. I felt lost. I had no plan. I had no routine. I had no results. I felt slow. I felt shy. I was afraid to speak. My confidence was gone. Then one small thing happened. It was simple, but it changed everything. One day, I went to a small shop near my house. I was buying some snacks. A foreign customer came in. He looked at me and asked something in English. I understood what he said, but I couldn't speak. I opened my mouth, but no words came out. My mind went blank. My heart started to beat fast. I wanted to answer, but I couldn't. I smiled. I pointed to help him. He said thank you and left. I stood there, frozen. I felt terrible. I felt embarrassed. I felt weak. When I walked home, my head was down. I kept asking myself, why? Why can't I speak? Even one sentence. I understood him. Why did I freeze? That night, I couldn't sleep. My mind was full of questions. I felt so frustrated. I had been trying to learn English for so long, but I didn't feel better. I didn't feel confident. I felt like a failure. At 2 o'clock in the morning, I picked up my phone. I typed, how to learn English fast. I found many videos and blogs. Some said, learn English in 10 days. Others said, use this secret method. I didn't trust them. But then I saw one simple sentence. It said, give 1 hour to English every day. Your life will change. I read that sentence again. And again, just 1 hour. Every day. It sounded too easy. Could that really work? No big plan, no expensive course, just 1 hour a day. I didn't know what to think. But I felt something, a little bit of hope. I told myself, maybe I should try. I have nothing to lose. So I opened my notebook. I took a pen. I wrote one sentence. From today, I will give 1 hour to English. No excuses. That sentence changed my life. It was small, but it was powerful. I made a promise to myself. I didn't know exactly what I would do in that 1 hour. I didn't have a full plan. But I knew one thing. I would not give up this time. I was tired of feeling afraid. I was tired of feeling slow. I wanted to change. I wanted to take control. I wanted to build a habit, a new habit, a better habit. The next morning, I started. That was the beginning. It was not a perfect day, but it was my first step. I didn't try to do everything at once. I didn't think about fluency. I didn't think about grammar or vocabulary. I just focused on one thing, to sit down and spend 1 hour with English. That is how my journey began. With one sentence, with one promise, with one small step. Sometimes the biggest changes in life come from the smallest actions. This was my moment, and it changed everything. The next day, I began my first real English hour. I didn't know exactly what to do. But I started simple. I went to YouTube and searched for a short English story. I chose a video with slow and clear speech. I listened to the video once. I didn't understand everything, but I didn't stop. I listened again, and then again. I played the same video 3 times. This time, I focused more. I listened carefully. I wrote down new words in my notebook. I repeated the sentences out loud. I tried to copy the speaker's voice. It felt strange. I was alone in my room, speaking to myself. But it felt good too. I was doing something new. I was learning in a new way. The next day, I did it again. I picked another video. I repeated the same steps. I listened, wrote, and spoke. I started to enjoy it. It felt like a game. I was not perfect, but I was improving. I was more focused. I felt a little more confident. On day 3, I had a new idea. I wanted to create a space just for English. I chose a corner of my room and turned it into my English corner. I called it my English hour corner. I put a small table, my notebook, a pen, some colourful sticky notes, and a little whiteboard. I made it simple, but special. Every day, when I sat in that corner, I knew it was time to grow. I also made a new plan. I decided to divide my 1 hour into 4 parts. First, I spent 20 minutes listening. I listened to short English stories or simple videos. I chose topics that I liked, like travel, food, or daily life. I listened again and again. I focused on the sound, not just the meaning. I paused when I didn't understand something. I repeated the parts I liked. I listened with full attention. After that, I used 15 minutes for speaking. This part was hard at first. I didn't have a speaking partner, so I talked to myself. I stood in front of a mirror and introduced myself in English. I talked about my day, my dreams, or what I saw outside. Sometimes I copied lines from the video. I used a method called shadowing. I spoke at the same time as the speaker. I tried to match their speed and tone. At first, I felt silly, but soon I started to enjoy it. Then, I spent 15 minutes reading. I didn't read big books or hard grammar lessons. I chose short English stories for beginners. I also read blog posts and simple news articles online. I read slowly. I underline new words. I didn't try to understand every single word. I just enjoyed reading. Finally, I gave 10 minutes to writing. I opened my notebook and wrote a few sentences. I wrote about my life, my feelings, or what I learned that day. I didn't worry about grammar or spelling. I just wrote from my heart. Slowly, my sentences became better. Writing helped me understand how English worked. This routine became my formula: 20 minutes listening, 15 minutes speaking, 15 minutes reading, and 10 minutes writing. I didn't need expensive classes or big books. I just needed time, focus, and belief. After a few days, I added more fun. I started a private video diary. Once a week, I recorded myself speaking in English and saved it on my phone. I also recorded my voice and listened to it. Sometimes I laughed. Sometimes I noticed mistakes. But it helped me see my progress. I saw how my voice changed, how my words became clearer. One day, I had a new idea. I sent a short English audio to a close friend. I asked them to listen and give feedback. They were surprised and proud. They said, "Wow, your English is getting better." That small message made me so happy. It gave me more motivation to continue. Every day, I showed up for my English hour. Some days were easy. Some days were hard. Some days I felt tired, but I still did something. Even if it was just 10 minutes of listening, I did not break my promise. My English hour became a part of my life. Like brushing my teeth, like eating lunch, it was a habit. It was a promise I kept to myself, a promise to grow. And that habit changed everything. After 1 week of learning English every day, I felt something was different. I was not fluent. I was still learning. But now I had a routine. I had a habit. Most of all, I had hope. One morning, I watched a short video in English. I listened to the speaker. And for the first time, I understood the full sentence without stopping, without subtitles. I paused the video and smiled. It was a small moment, but for me, it was very big. I knew I was improving. After 2 weeks, I no longer needed reminders. I didn't wait for motivation. I just sat in my English corner and started. 1 hour of English became my favorite part of the day. It was quiet. It was peaceful. It was my time to grow. Then something special happened. At work, I got a phone call from a customer. He was from another country. He spoke in English. Normally, I would feel afraid. I would ask someone else to talk, but this time, I took a deep breath and answered. I listened carefully. I understood him, and then I replied. My words were not perfect, but they were natural. And the best part, he understood me too. The call ended after 2 minutes. I sat there in silence. I smiled. I was shocked. I felt proud. I didn't panic. I didn't freeze. I spoke, and it worked. That moment was more than just a phone call. It was proof. Proof that 1 hour a day was working. Proof that I was changing. After that day, I started seeing more small victories. I watched YouTube videos and understood most of them without subtitles. I left comments in English under videos and posts. I didn't need to use Google Translate. I started to write longer texts in my notebook. My grammar was not perfect, but I didn't care. I was expressing myself. I was thinking in English. One night, something funny happened. I had a dream. And in the dream, I was speaking English. It was natural, smooth, and confident. When I woke up, I laughed. Even my brain was learning while I slept. My fear of speaking slowly disappeared. I used to be scared of mistakes. Now I welcome them. I spoke more, even if I made errors. I started asking for help. I started enjoying the learning process. Even my family noticed. One evening, my little sister said, "You speak more clearly now. Your English sounds better. What are you doing?" I looked at her and said, "Just 1 hour a day." That one sentence was simple, but full of meaning. 1 hour a day gave me more than English. It gave me confidence. It gave me discipline. It gave me pride. I felt stronger not just in language, but in life. I started applying English to other areas too. I read news articles in English. I watched motivational speeches in English. I started learning about business and self-growth, all in English. My world became bigger. My thinking became wider. I felt like I was becoming a better version of myself. People around me were surprised. They asked, "How did you improve so fast?" My answer was always the same: 1 hour a day, every day. Some people didn't believe it. They said, "That's too simple." Others said, "That's not enough." But I knew the truth. 1 hour every day is better than 10 hours once a week. 1 hour with full focus. 1 hour with love, not pressure. That is real progress. And the biggest change was inside me. I stopped saying, "I can't." I started saying, "I can." I believed in myself more. I managed my time better. I became more patient. I started seeing good things in my life, even when things were hard. I was not perfect, but I was growing. I was not fluent, but I was improving. And all of this happened because of one small habit. 1 hour a day. So now I ask you, do you want to speak English with confidence? Do you want to open new doors in your life? Do you want to feel proud of yourself? Then start today, just 1 hour. You don't need a big plan. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need to show up. Every day, one step at a time, 1 hour at a time. This is your time. This is your chance. Maybe one day, you will tell your own story. And you will say, 1 hour a day changed my life too. Now you've heard the full story. It began with fear, a moment of silence in a small shop. A heart full of shame, a dream that felt impossible. But then, something small happened, just one idea, one simple promise. I will give 1 hour to English every day. That small promise became a habit. That habit became a journey. And that journey changed everything. The story showed us that big changes do not need big plans. You do not need perfect grammar. You do not need expensive courses. You only need to start. You only need to be consistent. 1 hour a day, that's all. Over time, small victories came, understanding full sentences, speaking on the phone, writing long comments, dreaming in English, feeling proud, feeling strong, becoming more confident not only in English, but in life. So, what is the lesson here? The lesson is simple, but powerful. Small steps, done every day, lead to big results. In life, we often wait for the perfect time. We wait until we feel ready. But the truth is there is no perfect time. The right time is now. The right step is small. Start with what you have, do what you can, but never stop. And this lesson is not only for English. You can use it for anything. If you want to become healthier, smarter, stronger, start small. One habit, 1 hour, one promise. You made it to the end of this story. That means you are learning. You are listening. You are growing. Be proud of yourself. Congratulations. You just improved your English listening and understanding. You followed a full English story from beginning to end. That is a big win. Now it's time for a fun little quiz. Question. What was the main rule that changed the character's life? A. Study English only on weekends. B. Study English 1 hour every day. Write your answer in the comments, A or B. Let's see how many of you remember the key message. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. It helps us so much and gives us motivation to keep making more free content for you. If you want to support us more, feel free to donate. In the beginning, it's very hard to create good, free content. But we do it from the heart to help you learn English and grow with confidence. Thank you for being with us. This is just the beginning. See you in the next story.